Right, in this video I'm going to explain about the first hop redundancy protocol that we called Fhrp. So what is this first hop redundancy protocol and what is the usage of that? We need to know that before we learn, right? What is the requirement of first hop redundancy protocol, right? So the first thing you need to know, what is this first hop you know, hop mean router, right? So this is about the first hop redundancy protocol. So actually the first hop for anyone, that is gateway, that is your gateway. So in this section we are going to talk about gateway redundancy protocol, right? The topic is first hop redundancy protocol. First hop mean router, first hop mean your gateway, that mean your router most of the time. So in here we are going to talk about the first hop redundancy protocol. So let's say this is your network, you have switch. In here I am explaining with very simple diagram. So this is PC1 and PC2, right? This switch connect with the router, let's say that is R1 connected with the internet, right? So let's say this IP is 192.168.1.1/24. Let's say this PC is 1.10/24, this is 1.11/24. So to access the internet, you know, both of the PCs should use the gateway IP. So that gateway is now 1.1. No worries, everyone can access the internet using the R1. So the problem is, what happened, any failure happened with this router. Now let's say R1 is not available, then no one can access the internet. That's a problem. So in that case, as a solution for that, what we can do is we can get another router and we can connect that also to the internet, and let's say this router IP address is, that is R2, that IP address is 192.168.1.2. so that IP is 1.2. now in your company you have two ISP connection via the R1 and R2, right? But currently all the users referring the gateway 1.1, but 1.1 router now not available. That means these two PCs cannot access the internet. But if the PC gateway IP changing, let's say now this user feeling I cannot access the internet because router is not available, okay, fine. What that user can do is that user can change that gateway value into the 1.2. Previously that is 1.1, that is not available, so configure gateway to the 1.2. now this PC can internet with R2. That's totally fine for the small environment. Let's say in your environment there are 500 users, right? In your environment there are 500 client or the users. So we cannot say to the client, now R1 is not available, please change your gateway, because these users haven't any idea what is the gateway, how we change the IP, no idea about that, right? So that's the question that we have. We have two routers, we have redundancy with the first hop, but we need to give proper gateway for the client, right? When the primary router not available, right, these users should be able to access the internet with the secondary router, that is R2, right? So we need to automate this process. So for that we have the protocol called Fhrp. I think now you clear what's the issue is we have two routers to access the internet. That two routers use two different IP, 1.1 and 1.2. So our client can configure only one IP as the gateway. So when router failure happen, gateway failure happen with this side, that means client need to manually change the gateway. That is not possible with the enterprise network. So the solution come with the first hop redundancy protocol. So let's see how first hop redundancy protocol giving solution for this question. So I will draw another diagram to explain that. So let's say this is my R1 router, this is my R2 router. So both are connected with the internet, right? So now both connect with my switch layer 2 device. Then let's say this interface IP is 192.168.1.1/24. This IP is 192.168.1.2/24. This is my client PC. My client IP is 192.168.1.10/24. Now I need gateway. What is the gateway? I can use this IP or this IP, that's fine. But I am not going to use these two physical IP. Actually, I am going to use this IP 192.168.1.254. Let's say like that. So where's this IP? Actually, the concept is in here. We are placing router in here that we call virtual router. So let's say that virtual router interface IP is 1.254, right? So virtual router connected with these two physical routers, right? Now what happened? The client sent the gateway traffic to the virtual IP. Then this virtual router send that traffic to the internet via R1 or the R2 based on the availability. That's the concept. In here, one of these router actively forwarding your traffic to the internet, right? So that's a concept. Actually, when we learn about the first hop redundancy protocol, there are many protocols there. The first one is Hsrp, the other one GLBP, then other one Vrrp. So very important thing, these two are Cisco proprietary. This is the open standard protocol, right? These two are Cisco proprietary. Vrrp is the open standard protocol. In this lesson, I am explaining Hsrp. So with the Hsrp, let's say in here we are running Hsrp protocol. Hsrp means, so that is the first hop redundancy protocol. In here, one router act as the active, other one become the standby, right? There are two routers with the Hsrp group. One is active one, other one is standby one. Always active router forwarding your traffic to the internet. Let's say any failure happened with the active router. Let's say active router is not available. Now what happened? This standby router going to forward the traffic to the internet. So that means that become the active one. When failure happened, that's the thing happened with the Hsrp concept, right? So with next video, I will configure this with the packet tracer. So I hope you get some idea about what is this first hop redundancy protocol. In here what happened, so we are not using any physical IP as the gateway, we are using virtual IP. This is virtual IP as the gateway, right? So with this protocol, it's forwarding traffic to the internet with the active router. If the active router is not available, it will automatically change to the standby router. So client no need to change gateway. Client have the virtual IP as the gateway. So client always accessible to the internet using this protocol called Hsrp. That is one of the first hop redundancy protocol. With the next video, I will show how to configure that with the packet tracer. Thank you very much.